Ever since the release of Star Wars The Last Jedi back in December of 2017, there's been a lot of criticism and negativity going towards the actual film, written and directed by Rian Johnson. This is Mike Zero here. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one of the biggest questions for Episode 9 is exactly what will J.J. Abrams bring to the fans? What will he actually deliver for a majority of the fans around the world to enjoy and embrace when it comes to this beloved franchise? Now, looking at Star Wars as a whole, a lot of people were very much upset with how certain characters in The Last Jedi were treated and how certain plot elements in the movie were done, such as the casino city of Canto Bight, you name it. And looking at Episode 9, these past couple of weeks, we've been going over a lot of things. We've been learning a whole lot more things about this film when it comes to some of the set designs, the set leaks, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. We also know that J.J. Abrams wants to implement some prequel trilogy continuity into this film, and aside from that, apparently JJ will be fixing some elements from The Last Jedi in Star Wars Episode 9. Now, which kind of elements could we actually be talking about that will be adjusted in Star Wars Episode 9 that were in The Last Jedi? Well, there's a couple. One of which could very well have all to do, I would say, with Jedi lore. Now, Jedi lore was something that was very lightly touched in The Last Jedi, and then, well, we didn't really learn too much about it, right? It was there in the background, but we didn't really go into it too much, as we thought we would, before the release of the film. The other thing that I'm thinking about here is that J.J. Abrams could very well be adjusting some elements for some of the characters that we're used to, such as the character of Rey and her lineage, where she comes from, who her parents really are. All of these different things could very well just be adjusted. We do know that J.J. is apparently doing some rewrites to this script. Now, we're not quite sure if he's still doing this, but he has done it apparently in the past couple of weeks when it comes to characters Rey, Kylo, Chewbacca, Luke, etc. So a lot of things are happening for this film. The other thing could very well have all to do with Supreme Leader Snoke, with the rumors of Andy Serkis on board for this film and why he canceled over at Keystone. You know, there's a lot of possibilities of him coming back into play as Supreme Leader Snoke and delivering a backstory for that character. You know, it's funny, when we talk about Snoke, I know that there's a large discussion about this, and you know, some people are on the side of enjoying that he was killed off in The Last Jedi and that they don't mind that a backstory was not delivered. Meanwhile, there's another side of Star Wars fans that were very much annoyed that Snoke was killed off so early on with no backstory being told. So, if JJ is to deliver something like that in Episode 9, because we have been hearing about all these different descriptions of concepts and storyboards about Snoke, there's a huge possibility that JJ is trying to somehow bring Snoke into the equation for Episode 9. So fixing The Last Jedi, alright, certain elements from that movie could either have to do with lore or some of the characters that we are already used to in the sequel trilogy. Like I say, Rey, Luke, Snoke, Kylo Ren, all these different characters. Though I will say that Kylo Ren, in my point of view at least, didn't have too many problems in Episode 8. The only thing that I did not like was how he was defeated technically once again. I want to see Kylo Ren in all his glory in Episode 9, just like a menace. A man who is so intimidating, where you feel that the heroes are truly in danger. See, that's the thing. With the sequel trilogy, in my eyes, I feel like that, well, it's very, very predictable when it comes to the character of Kylo. You almost know that he's going to either lose against the battle, or he's going to, you know, get a defeat in a certain duel. We saw this technically when he goes up against Rey, right? Rey, she gets away. Luke Skywalker, he's not really there. Kylo's technically defeated twice in Episode 8. Whether you guys agree or disagree with me on that, that's perfectly fine. But J.J. Abrams fixing certain elements in The Last Jedi, I think, is a step in the right direction. Now, was this handed down by Disney and Lucasfilm? Who knows, right? Maybe this is just JJ being very careful. As I said in my last video, it could very well be that JJ is being very careful when he's rewriting the script and kind of changing certain elements of The Last Jedi and fixing those elements and putting them into Episode 9. I think another portion of this has all to do with the Knights of Ren, right? Rian Johnson completely, and purposely by the way, excluded them from the story. He said he just could not find a way to put them into the overall story to The Last Jedi, which I believe you could have. I think that they could have, if they really wanted to, take away the Praetorian Guards, as much as I do love them. Take away the Praetorian Guards, just have a Snoke and Kylo scene in The Last Jedi. And, you know, you could have just had separate scenes with Kylo Ren going on missions with his knights. They could have just done that, you know, simple little adjustment there in the script. And it's nice to know that apparently JJ is making these adjustments and trying to fix certain elements. Now, is this a direct, you know, thing to Rian Johnson? I'm not quite sure. It could just be that JJ realized some things here and there that need some adjustments, and it could be that, you know, we may take it in a different way. Who knows? But anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.